As you can see, the time for cryogenic treatment is over and the power transformer came out from the deep freezer. When I took it out, I had first placed it into a minus 20 degrees freezer overnight to help with the warm up cycle to make it slower. And here we go. And what you can see now is a little change compared to how this transformer was originally here. Originally it was sitting literally almost on the chassis. There was a plastic insulator piece under the transformer, and I got that out from underneath and I put two pieces of wood instead. Why? Because it makes the transformer sit a little higher, further away from the chassis, and also provides much nicer damping characteristics than a piece of plastic. So when your transformer operates, it hums a little bit, and if there's a plastic dampening the humming, then it will be an aperiodic element introduced into it. If you add wood, then wood dampens it in a different way, and what I have experienced in audio, and everyone who is using wood in their equipment has experienced, that wood takes away a lot of those nasty colorations that would otherwise be introduced if you don't use anything or you use plastics to control your resonances. So these thin strips of wood are glued here with that double-sided 3M tape, and that's not just your sticky tape, but that construction grade tape that I have already shown to you. And the other important thing is that here I took out the metal screw and added a nylon screw to attach the stop piece. If I had more time, I would have changed this metal part to something which is non-metallic, either something plastic or make it from wood. But right now I am using a common sense, and common sense right now dictates that I want to be able to listen to this deck again in a reasonable amount of time, and I'm just leaving this here and just taking the screw out. And why would be that so important? It's so important because when you look at these things, this chassis is magnetic. So if I put a magnet here, it sticks there, right? And this thing is also magnetic, so this sticks to that as well. So what's happening here? The magnetic field that's generated by your transformer, if you have this metal screw here, metal piece here, metal piece there, that magnetic field is going to get coupled through all of these elements onto your chassis. So you are going to spew a bunch of noise directly into your ground plane. So now what we are doing is, by elevating it a little bit more, you are elevating these magnetic fields a little further away, and that's enough to already weaken the coupling between here and there. And I'm also removing the metallic element from the center, and that tremendously decreases the magnetic coupling between the transformer and this chassis, because this top unit also acts as a collector of magnetic lines. And now, instead of having a screw to funnel all that energy down into the chassis, it's now just kept on the plane of the transformer. So basically this metallic part here just makes sure that those magnetic lines trying to escape from the top are kept on this plane. So okay, that's one thing about the transformer. And the other thing, as you have seen, I have opened up the insulation here and removed the old wire. So this was the original secondary tap of the transformer. I desoldered them, and this is the quick connector that connects right there on the board. So I removed the quick connector from the board. It was easy, I just needed to desolder it and it was gone. and instead I have added much beefier and much higher quality wires. You see those gray guys, those are Kimber cable, basically a Kimber speaker cable taken apart, and the blue thing that hides silver. That's like a gauge 20 antique sterling silver. So I like doing that, paralleling silver with the copper. And of course, if you have everything pure silver, it's even better, but I do not have endless amount of silver. I'm not rolling in silver. So that's why I'm doing this method, and you can try it as well. And depending on your component, you will either like the sound or not. And that's why it is. So actually now I'm getting much heavier gauges than before and soldering it directly from here to there and getting rid of the plastic connector and cheesy wire. So and this is the wire quality is not something that I'm picking on any audio brand. This is common practice that everyone uses. So one major way you can step up any of your components, any of your audio gear that uses transformers and quick connectors, get rid of the quick connector, get rid of the cheesy wire, do it with a better grade components. So you would ask why the companies don't do that, because you see now it's not quick remove anymore. So if I want to take this board out now, then these are hardwired, so I have to desolder them to take it out. Or if I want to take it out, I have to flip it over and keep it here, because they won't nudge, they won't budge. And this is the prime reason why this is a practice, because in this case also when we had the same thing with the power, then if there's a problem with the deck board, you just quickly disconnect it from here, maybe you swap in a new board, and then that's it, problem solved. But when everything is hardwired, you have to solder everything to get to it. So now a 10-minute labor becomes maybe a several hours labor, depending on how much soldering and how much fiddling you have to do. So, but in your case, because this time is yours and you can spend your time fiddling and soldering, you can do it for your own convenience at your own time. And I haven't done it yet, but these guys will go as well. So instead of these cheesy wires here, I will do something similar and hook it up to the power switch and outlet. So the outlet's negative terminal and the power switch is positive terminal. So thank you everyone for tuning in, and have fun modifying your gear or getting ideas on how to get a professional do it for you. Bye bye.